Well, a brief update and a bit of festive fun. Stick around and all will be revealed. Well, good morning everyone and welcome back to Piccadilly Sidings. Now, this video is probably just going to be a bit of a Christmas story, but I'll just give you a little bit of an update. On the end gauge, just to let you know, I'm just having a slight break from the footbridge building and I'll come back to that in the new year. Just fancied a little bit of something different for a short time. But anyway, I did say that there are some big plans in the offing for this. Now, it's not going to happen yet, but what I would like to do is to turn it into a roundy. How? Well, put a tunnel portal in down there. I've already got a tunnel portal down there and have a track going out around the back and coming back in again. But you might remember I said I've got a traverser in the back. Just take you up and show you that, which is just there. Okay, now the idea is to lengthen this and put it down the back here, down there. How it's all going to fit together at the moment, I don't know. It's just an idea. I'm hoping to do it, but I've got to replace the settee first. Once I've done that, that will create more space because the settee I've got was my mother's. She bought it about 10 years ago and sadly it's past its best and it needs replacing. So I would buy something smaller. I don't need a massive 3 to 4 seater as I've got now, which would give me a bit more space and I can put the settee in this area here as opposed to over there, which I'm not going to show you. Which means that the layout could go over there, that's the point. But anyway, let's crack on with the Christmas story. It was a very busy day here at Piccadilly Sidings Station. Trains were coming in and going out and all sorts of things were happening on the run up to Christmas. And Sam, our local station manager, was very excited about the huge number of people that were going to come to dinner. Well, 5 of them anyway. It was Aunt Mabel, Aunt Maud, Sydney, Terence the signalman, and not forgetting Uncle Arthur. All of them had been coming to his house for the very first time, and Sam was going to cook the dinner. I know. I've never cooked a dinner before, but I think it'll be all right. How long do you put the turkey in for? Is it about 10 minutes? 10 minutes, you silly old fool! You'll cause us all to go down with food poisoning. You need to leave it in for a number of hours. Don't you read the instructions? I tell you. Well, Sam was all a bit bothered by it, and yet he thought he would have a go. He called Aunt Maud to help him. Maud, I need your help, my darling, I need your help, I do. I've never cooked a turkey before, will you come and help me? Well, I'll see what I can do, I really don't know. Well, as you can see, it was starting to get dark, and Sam was very tired, but very excited about what's going to happen the following day. Everybody would be there, his whole family. It's so exciting, he couldn't believe it. And then suddenly he had a phone call. Yes, what is it? It's Auntie Mabel. I'm really sorry, Sam, but I'm not going to be able to join you tomorrow. I've just been diagnosed with earache. No, does that mean you're not coming? I'm afraid so. I'm really sorry, Sam. Well, Sam was mortally disappointed. That means that there would be one less person there. And then suddenly,
that he had a text. He heard the sound on his phone. Oh, I wonder who that's going to be now. Well, he couldn't believe his eyes. It was Aunt Maud. And she said she wasn't going to be able to come either because the dog was ill. In fact, the dog was foaming around the mouth and had grown another head. She needed to do something about it. Oh no! Well, I feel so sorry for the dog, I'd have to say. I do. But May, as 2 people are not coming, that means there's only 3 left.
Well, as the passengers got off this little train, they found out it was another person who couldn't come to the party. Sydney. And Sydney was Sam's best friend. They'd been together for years. They'd done everything together, and suddenly Sydney's wife wanted him to build a wall. Yes, even on Christmas Day, there was no break for the poor man. He had to build a wall, which meant he couldn't go to Sam's for Christmas dinner. Sam was almost beside himself. He didn't know what to do. Surely the other 2 people are not going to drop out as well. I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I say I don't. But it was at that moment, as that train pulled back out of the station again, that there was another phone call. And yes, you've guessed it, everybody had dropped out. Sam was in bits.
Well, Sam went back into his booth and shut the door. His thoughts went back to a time when he was very happy at Christmas. In fact, he remembered these instances where he went out into the field with a friend and spoke to the sheep with great length. Yes, they saw their little heads bobbing up and down behind the little mounds of grass. Another occasion was when he received a voucher from the local scrapyard, I know, but he was so excited to go rummaging through all of the bits of metal just to find a chimney for a Class A4. Blimey, what is he up to? But at this moment, he sat down, he took his phone out of his pocket, because yes, Sam does have a phone, and he started watching his favourite programme on YouTube, which was The Clangers. I know, he couldn't resist watching a little bit of but that was Sam's most favourite programme ever. And he thought he'd do a little bit of singing as well, so he did sing a few Christmas carols. Yes, and he phoned a few of his people, few of the friends that couldn't come, and he had a lovely natter on the phone. So Sam wasn't all on his own and lonely, because he did have his phone with him. Well, Sam didn't realise it, but the night went very, very quickly. And before he knew it, it was daylight, and he was woken up by the sound of a 66. And there was an enormous amount of activity. Trains are not supposed to be running on Christmas Day, and yet there was so much going on. What was happening? So many people out and about on the trains, and yet he hadn't got a clue. Even Ian was moving the Ruston. There must be something happening. Oh, do you have to make so much noise on Christmas Day? I know there's something going on, I just don't know what. Well, Sam found himself getting a little bit irritated. There was so much happening, and all he wanted was a little bit of peace, as his friends weren't coming.
But it was at that moment when the 66 driver pulled into the station. And look what he's got! He's brought a whole army of people with him. Sam's not going to be on his own for Christmas. This is amazing. All the plastic people gathered together and they were going to have a lovely, lovely party, all in Sam's name. But then Sam realised he hadn't got enough food, and what was he going to cook for their dinner? Well, I do hope you enjoyed that little bit of festive fun there, little Christmas story for you just to round off the year just before the big day next week. I probably will put up another video between now and next week, but again, no promises, we'll see how it goes. But otherwise, the only thing to do now is to wish you a very, very happy Christmas. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon here on Piccadilly Model Railways. Bye for now.